And here we go. Here we go. We're getting into our next series, into the lower semifinals, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player representing Streamer Zone from land of Poland. It is Gerald. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as the winner of this series plays against Hero in the best of 5 grand finals. Oh boy. Here we go. Now, when it comes to TvP, when it comes to Hero versus, when it comes to Gerald versus ByuN, these two players do go back and forth, and we have seen Gerald actually defeat ByuN as well in recent months. But again, Gerald specifically, he is ideal and he relies upon the late game. Like Gerald, he has some insane late game at TvP, and remember, ByuN, he is the most macro-oriented Terran player in Korea, maybe out of all players in the world, actually. Like, I think even Clem all-ins more than ByuN. ByuN is often playing for the mid game, often playing for at least a 3-base setup, and that kind of helps Gerald when it comes to getting into a longer game state as well. So we often have an intense back and forth between these two. We'll see if Gerald can slow the game down. For now, double gas. Double gas opener, faster factory, delayed CC out of ByuN. Oh. He is going for the late CC. And with that, we can open up a Reacted Reaper Hellion. We can get into early Cyclone play. Technically, this can turn into a 1-base all-in, but we have pulled out of gas. And we can build up. From the side of Gerald, we're not really expecting too much deviation from the norm. We're expecting 3 Gapeling Stalker, Robo on 2 bases into a delayed third. On larger maps, you can get away with cutting corners, but here on Ultra Love, a smaller map of the map pool, so safe play is advised from the side of Protoss. From the side of Gerald, especially after scanning the delayed CC. No, wasn't it the Lily Cup? Oh, right, it might have been the Lily Cup instead. It's one of the two. I get confused. All the weeklies blend together, but yeah, that sounds correct. May have been the Lily Cup instead of What Is to Be Monday. It's one of the two. ByuN is going to be zoned away. Behind this, going for his mine drop. And is committing quite a little bit hard here to the mine drop. Not going for 2, but building up into a 3rd Widow Mine. We'll have 4 by the time the medevac comes out. And we'll see what he can get done. Meanwhile, Gerald going into 3 Gate Blink. So 3 gateways here. Blink is on the way. Very safe play out of Gerald. From here, we can get a Robo and gases as well, and stay on 2 bases a little bit longer. As the hallucination does confirm the mine drop. The mine drop hasn't spotted. Gerald knows. He knows, he's aware, he's getting ready. Stalker's a fan out. 3rd base is on the way. That's going to be a 3rd base before the Robo. So slightly greedier play here out of Gerald, which I think you can get away with against ByuN. So my drop is deflected. Behind this, we have Hyperflight Rotors on the way. ByuN is very fond of this. For those that are curious, instead of going into Cloak Banshee, going to Hyperflight Rotors, this allows the Banshees to have much more micro potential. We're not going into Mass Banshee, but enough to harass. If this gets scattered, it also looks like Cloak as well, so it does force detection out of your opponent. As ByuN is building up into his own 3-1-1 setup. Has control. Meanwhile, the mine drop for the most part was deflected. Gerald here defends well, getting into charge, getting into the mid game. So both players are building up. There is a lot of potential with these Banshees when it comes to ByuN's harass, when it comes to his control. And Gerald here has yet to confirm. As he looks for a way in. Here we go, Banshees, they do move out. Gerald, he does gain high ground vision, he can bleed into the main. He does scout the tech lab, he sees it researching, he knows. He now knows that Banshees are coming. If he's familiar with a ByuN, then he would recognize it should be high flight rotors as well. As ByuN moves out. Going for the third. 2 Banshees, they can one-shot probes. The shield battery is not good enough. And probes are going down, getting 1, 2, 3, 4 probe kills already. Ay, ay, ay. Gerald's out of position. He's racing on over. Late reaction. And no shield. Oh, sorry. Shield battery's a little bit further back at the natural. It's further back. Getting more probe kills. 12 probes going down. Ay, ay, ay. And ByuN is going for the kill. He's going for the throat. Third base is exposed. Behind this, ByuN is getting a third CC. He's building up into a longer game, but he might not need to. As Gerald, he's completely out of position. You can see the entire army in the main base. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this, Gerald. Not like this. And again, Gerald, he is distracted. The base should fall. And Gerald, he goes for the dive. He gets desperate. He gets 1, 2. He's going to get all 3 tanks. Does he save the expansion? No shot. Oh, he wants it. Oh, and ByuN. Barely. He does get the expansion. Nexus goes down. Just barely. And with that, Gerald, he's stuck on 2 bases. Again, brutal economic damage. ByuN back at home, he was not all in. He was expanding. It's building up. We have Stim on the way. Combat shields. Gerald, he has to counterattack. And back at home, what is it to defend? We have 2 Winter Mines at the natural. Marauders are amassing. And Gerald, he cannot blink into the bases. ByuN is ready. ByuN, he's ready back at home. Ghost Academy's on the way for the Ghost production to deal with those High Templar, to deal with Storm. ByuN gets spotted. Stalkers, they attempt to engage. Bleeding out 1, 2, 3 Stalkers, 4, 5. Oh god, 6 Stalkers going down. Brutal losses for Gerald. And ByuN is looking to just overwhelm. Behind this, taking his third. Third base is getting up. With the help of Storm, ByuN, he shouldn't be able to break Gerald. Gerald, he should be able to survive and defend. At least for now. So the game should continue. ByuN's making his way into the main. Main base is exposed. ByuN keeping the attention of Gerald here in between the bases. Does cause a distraction. Drop into the main. And ByuN does unload. Yeah, these ults are going to go down. Brutal Storm though. Storm does connect. Gerald's holding. Still an expensive hold as that's 2 Templar going down. Ay, ay, ay. Better trade for ByuN. Takes down the Templar. Takes down 10 probes. And Gerald's attention just being pulled apart. Again, he's holding, he's surviving, but ah, god. It's not pretty, man. It's not pretty. Thanks to the better trades, ByuN, he's up in supply. He has a better economy, of course. He's on 3 bases. And Gerald needs a 4th. He needs a 4th base. He needs an army as well. EMPs are ready. And High Templar, they're clumping. Oh, brutal EMPs. Yeah, EMPs, they connect. 0 storms. Ay, ay, ay. There's how many Templar? There's 3 Templar left. No energy. 1 storm lands. And that's going to be the only storm. Yeah, the only storm. With that, ByuN, he can stim, and he can win. Takes down the Immortals, the High Templar, the remaining army. And ByuN's going for the kill. And GG, ByuN, he overwhelms, and ByuN will take game number 1. GG. Whew, a very intense game there out of ByuN. A lot of aggression, a lot of intensity there, I should say. Unfortunately, Gerald, he did actually have the tools to defend. He had the army supply to defend. As we saw, he eventually did clean up the army, but unfortunately, he was distracted. The mine drop, the drop play was dragging his attention into the main base. The entire Stalker army went back into the main, which meant the third base was exposed, and ByuN was able to snowball out of control from there. GG. GG, well played. When ByuN killed the third base, that was almost game then and there, as the Protoss player was down an expansion, down a mineral line compared to the Terran. It was just a brutal position, and from there, ByuN, he got ahead, he stayed ahead. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game number 2, and we'll see if Gerald can recover and tie things up. Let's go. The pressure is on. The pressure is on, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. Here we go. Thanks for hosting your animal. Quack, pappy, quack. Aye, aye, aye. Of course. Banshees did so much. They did. Banshees were also, if you recall, they killed, was it 12 probes? There was 12 workers going down in the lead up to the eventual aggression. Right, it was the Banshees that were distracting as well. That's why we had all the Stalkers in the main base. It was the Banshees causing them to come back into the main. We touched on, and I mean, I guess now you can see the kind of fruits of ByuN's labor, but there's a reason why ByuN has been very fond of going into Hyperflight Rotors instead of Cloak, just because you have so much more micro potential. With Cloak Banshees, I mean, if your opponent has no detection, they can do a lot of damage as well, but it is easier to scout, right? It's easier to scout, easier to confirm, so it's easier to get ready with detection. Whereas even if Hyperflight Rotors get scouted, the Banshees have potential to deal more damage, as opposed to Cloak Banshee. So this is something that ByuN has been very fond of. We have yet to see many of the other Terran players embrace that. I think Clem has been playing around with it a little bit. But at least currently ByuN is more fond of it than the others. At least currently. ByuN once again going double gas into a faster factory. Last game, this led into a Widowmine drop, into a triple Widowmine drop. We'll see if ByuN goes for that again. Let's triple Widowmine into the eventual Speed Banshees. As Gerald, he does scout, does confirm the timing of the CC. So he's aware of the earlier tech. And this time we're committing a little bit harder here into Reaper Hellion. Okay. So ByuN does invest into the initial Reaper Hellion. With this, he can move out, he can threaten mineral lines. The goal here is to bust into the natural or into the main base and go for the workers, go for the probes. We'll see if ByuN can get in. He does move out. Behind this, we have our tech lab on the factory. We can go for the add-on swap into Banshee play. So Banshees are still on the table. There's the swap. There are the Banshees. I'm assuming instead of Raven. I'm assuming. As Reaper Hellion gets in, Gerald's out of position. Yeah, probes are lining up. Gerald's recalling back home. And, oh, that is going to be brutal damage here. That's going to be 4 probes going down. 4 probes, and the army does get away. I believe that's only 1 Hellion going down. A very nice trade here for ByuN. 1 Hellion for 5 probes. Ay, ay, ay. So a solid trade. This time we're not going for Hyperflight Rotors. This time we're actually going for Cloak. Let's go. The mind games. Cloak is on the way. Which means when Gerald scouts, he's going to second guess himself. Like, is it Cloak? Is it not? It's ByuN. What's it going to be? Gerald, he should not skip detection. So he does get eyes on the research. Thankfully, Robo's on the way. That's going to be a Robo and gases on 2 bases. Gerald, he will delay his 3rd. So very safe play here out of Gerald. Delaying his 3rd expansion. But overall, ByuN is in the driver's seat. Oh. Jumps into the main. Jumps into the main, bleeds out one of the Reapers. And ByuN confirms. He scouts the gases. He's aware of the later 3rd base. And from here, ByuN can expand. And also expand. As we're building up into a longer game, Gerald, he's actually taking up into Colossus, not into Storm. Colossus on the way, double Banshee into the main base. Detection is available. We have the Observer at the natural, not in the main. Uh-oh. Observer's not in position. Banshees, they dip in, they one-shot probes. Got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 probes going down. The Observer's coming. Oh, good. And we're going to get the mineral line here. The entire mineral line is going to go down. Insane damage. The Observer now coming in. 15 probes going down. Ay, ay, ay. That's the entire mineral line. And ByuN, he just expands. Again, there's no rush, to be honest. There's no rush for ByuN. He can just calm down. He pulls back with the army. He's like, you know what? I'm going to just calm down. I'm just calm down. I'm going to just expand. 3rd base on the way. ByuN getting further ahead. Now, what I will say is that Gerald, he actually opts to go not Colossus, Disruptor first. Okay. Disruptors, they have a lot of potential for damage. Obviously, they can excel. If they land well, they can make up for a supply deficit. So Disruptors, they can be a way to come back despite being behind. Gerald, he has detection. Sorry, he has potential, I should say. ByuN moves out, rotates on the left. Hallucination does spot the move out. Gerald is aware. And Gerald trying to get in position. Disruptor's coming in. But Gerald's out of position. He's on the low ground. The army moves into the base. Nova goes off and does graze the army. Stalkers are going to be able to clean this up. He gets 1, he gets 2 tanks. Just one tank. That's not worth it. And ByuN is snowballing out of control. He breaks through the main army, pushes into the expansion, and there's almost nothing to defend. There's a handful of Stalkers, a handful of Zealots. And ByuN, he can just stim. He can just stim in. 1 Colossus has arrived. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. A very strong start here out of ByuN, very strong showing. Once again, we speak about TvP quite often, about how momentum based it is. How both in game 1 and game 2, what occurred leading into the mid game, economic damage. ByuN in game 1 with Hyperflight Rotor Banshees, in game 2 with Cloak Banshees. ByuN, he crippled the economy. It allowed ByuN to get comfortable. It slowed Gerald down when it came to his economy, his production, his everything, and ByuN just snowballed out of control. So very strong starts in both games led into ByuN getting into a very comfortable game state. GG. GG, well played with that. Congratulations, ByuN. He will claim the series, and we have our grand finals ready for us. Let's go. It's going to be a TvP between Hero and ByuN.